Like all stories, our story of BD began through very humble beginnings 125 years ago. Now, this story began in a very unique setting at a Texan railway station, home to the coal-driven trains that were traveling across America. And as we enter the station, we find ourselves in a diner where our founders, Maxwell W. Becton and Farley S. Dickinson, were seated across each other coincidentally. As the sun shone through the blinds behind them, Maxwell stood up to close the blinds. And this gesture of kindness for a total stranger began a series of engaging conversations between the two gentlemen, and they sealed their friendship with a handshake. Within a year, this led to the formation of Becton Dickinson BD in 1897, 125 years ago. BD began producing a range of medical equipment. The following years will be a huge challenge. BD went to war, literally. The World Wars I and II led to huge supply cutoffs and increased demands for medical supplies for the armed forces, but BD managed to overcome this. No matter where the armed forces were deployed around the world, BD products were there to support them. And not only that, many BD employees also volunteer to fight in the wars. Post-war, there was a time of healing for the world. This focus led to BD going public and becoming listed on the New York Stock Exchange in 1963. Now BD transited from being labor-intensive to being highly automated and tech-driven. Between 1960s to 1980s, BD expanded internationally. Spain, UK, Germany, France, Japan, and even Russia. A new corporate HQ in Franklin Lakes, New Jersey, was built to oversee global operations in 1982. And on the other side of the globe, between 1987 to 1990, BD moved into Greater Asia, China, India, South Korea, Australia, New Zealand, with Singapore as the Greater Asia HQ in 1989. And did you know BD also went into space? In 1986, Halley's Comet swooped past the Earth, and this only happens once in 77 years. To study the comet, BD provided a mass spectrometer to the European Space Agency rocket ship. You can say BD went to infinity and beyond. Things were looking great when suddenly COVID-19 struck. Countries closed borders, travel stopped, and people were isolated. The greatest pandemic in modern time led to disruptions worldwide, grinding the entire world to a halt. Similar to the world wars almost a century ago, this was a war against an unseen enemy. Despite even greater disruption and supply crunches, everyone in BD stepped up to ensure the timely delivery of medical supplies to get the world back on its feet. Truly, BD has had to be adaptable and reinvent itself to overcome these numerous issues, a journey of 125 years that our forefathers began with a handshake. Each of you leaders here will now be the next driving force with the same resilience to embrace change and take BD through the next 125 years and continue to advance the world of health.